This video chart presentation of RXI Pharmaceuticals. RXI is a bulletin board listed company trading under ticker RXII. This is a spin-off of Galena, a NASDAQ company trading under ticker GALE. You see this is a newly trading stock. Just came out of the market in May. Not positive how it worked, but I believe it was a dividend play for Gale shareholders. This beginning part could have been some sell-off of the free shares, people just taking some free money. But recently the stock's come in and been holding a pretty nice base above 7 cents. Even more recently it's 7.5. Now it looks like it's trying to push through a little bit of resistance around 8.5. So I think it's one worth keeping on radar because the moving averages, even though they're such short term, they are pulled together. The Bollinger Bands are pretty tight. And this is one worth keeping an eye on to see if it's going to try and pop higher now. Now obviously we're not going to get much from the indicators because this is such a newly traded issue. Still can see right off the 12 EMA of the MACD moving upward, PPO moving upward, both approaching the 0 mark. The ADX was very high, up around 70. Positive and negative DIs down low. Still a pretty nice reversal position, even though it's short term, that the ADX is up so high. I always look for it to start to come back downward, which would indicate a potential reversal in the direction of the play. MFIs, a little bit of an uptrend going on overall. 7 and 14 holding over top of 50. That's something that I always look for. Over the last few weeks, accumulation distribution starting to make a little bit higher lows and higher highs. Shaking money flow moving back towards 0, saying that buying and selling pressure is equalizing. CCI broke through 100 per definition of that indicator. That is a buy signal. Full stow moving sharply upward, showing that some momentum is coming into the play. Trix is still undefined at this point. RSIs, even the long term, 14 and 21, starting to trend upward a little bit. Again, showing a little bit of momentum coming into the play. As far as the candles go, I would identify a bottom support there at 6 cents and a little bit more there at 7. But really what I would have my eye on is more up in this near term of trying to see it hold above 8. What I won't want to see in a chart like this is a surge in volume and a candle dropping down this way. I'm not sure how many shares came out of this, but something like that would indicate a bunch of selling pressure coming back into it. Right now I'm looking for that increase in volume, and for this chart to do something along those lines to make itself a nice little rounded pattern and show that the selling is done and that some buying pressure is coming back into the play. I do see it taking on a little bit of resistance right where it is at 8.5, even though it shows it closed at 9. It actually closed at 8.5. I do see a little bit of resistance there, and there's some more that comes in at 9 cents. But if that volume does come, this can bust through the upper half of the Bollinger Bands, put some distance between the moving averages. I don't expect to see it face more resistance until up around 11 cents, which closing where it did at 8.5, that's a pretty nice percentage upside to meet the next level of resistance. And overall, it does show a really nice reversal in this chart. Beyond that, I'd see some more resistance at 13, and anything above and beyond that's not really that important to me at this point. What I'm looking for is just an overall shift in trend, and for any selling pressure from these free shares to be dissipating, and new buying pressure, new money coming back into this play. We don't normally do much with short-term charts like this, but in the case of RXII, I thought it was a pretty interesting chart, and one to share to show how technical components can come into play, even for a newly trading issue like this. But I really do like the fact the bollies are pulling together and the moving averages are all tucked together. And as such, I think it's one to keep on radar to see if it's going to take on some pressure and take out some resistance points and start to put together a new uptrend. Those are the type of things that I'd be looking for in the RXII chart. But as always, it's merely my interpretation. Thank you for watching and trade smart.